Hey, what's up with the gang? I know it's been a minute. It's your boy Big Mo. We back with another reaction video. You feel me? Big blunt, big cherries. We smoking on some vanilla cake. You know what I mean? Hey, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can be a part of the DHM, y'all. Gang. DHM stands for Dreadhead Mo. You feel me? You're going to be part of the gang. So go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. You feel me? Hey, roll y'all something up, you know what I mean? No matter if it's a blunt, a wood, a leaf, a joint, you feel me? Hit the bong, hit the pen, you feel me? Do what you need to do to get high with your boy, you feel me? And today we're going to do a little reaction about some street politics, you feel me? About that nigga Big U, Nipsey Hussle, and the Rolling 60s, you feel me? So this shit look like this going to be real interesting. So please, get your snacks, your drinks, your weed, your edibles, whatever, and rock out with your boy. If you part of the gang, you already know it's Capri Sun season, you feel me? We on that strawberry kiwi. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much. We're gonna hop right into it. You feel me? My bad, y'all. Let me make sure I got my lighter and all that shit before I start the video. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and light. Let me just light this up. You know what I mean? Get a little taste of it. Then I'll let y'all niggas taste it before I start it. So let's go ahead and light this blunt. I'm gonna let y'all niggas hit it first. Respectfully. You feel me? You gonna let me know if that shit pulling. Y'all go ahead and hit that, you feel me? Some vanilla cake. Nice and smooth. You know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and get right into it, y'all.
All right, y'all. Rap news, street politics, back with another one. And this one right here, this some real dangerous information. Big U, Rolling 60 Crip. We all know he been linked with Nipsey Hussle. But let me tell you something you don't know. Nipsey just wasn't killed for no reason. Let's tap in with the streets.
But the thing with Nip was, what made y'all, what you see with Nip, but you didn't realize it is, Nip is the only one that came out that didn't claim a part of the city. Snoop was Long Beach, Drayton was Compton, J-Rock was Watts. They was all claiming like different parts of LA. We claim out and said the hood only. It wasn't nothing else. And I was Crenshaw. I'm Crenshaw. Like when you see the Crenshaw, that's really me. Nipsey is Slauson boys. Like Nipsey record label was Slauson. He got Slauson on his back. Everything about Nipsey was all Slauson. I went to Crenshaw. Nipsey never went to Crenshaw.
60 Crip, a major set in South Central LA. Everybody know about that. We can go
Nipsey Hussle do always talking about Slauson.
One main factor and a constant piece in that movement, that rolling O car, Big U. Even though he spent a lot of time in the prison and in the county, 4800 gang module and all that, Big U been running this shit. And it showed by how he had to handle Nipsey Hussle's situation.
Justice for them.
A young boy would have been there like, yeah, you got it.
You did.
Now everybody done heard about Eric Holder, Shitty Cuz from 6-0, the one who killed Nipsey, but on the back end,
they call that nigga Shitty Cuz.
streets low key talking.
What the street talking about?
You set that hit up.
Whoa.
I imagine it went a little something like this. Eric Holder pop up on that block, Crenshaw and Slauson while Nipsey out there. What's up with that tax money though, you know? Nipsey like, man, fuck you. You know, he ain't trying to kick up that tax. And he labeled Eric a snitch. So not only did he come up with that money for Big U, he also got disrespected on the street level. Sound like to me, he went back to that whip with some animosity and brought that burner back. Now on behalf of that money that he's supposed to take to Big U and the disrespect, he put a shot in Nipsey's head. That blood on Big U hands.
And a lot of times people be like, damn, it been a year. He been on for a year. I ain't got nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this nigga. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He Hollywood. He ain't doing nothing for me. When, you know, and it's an understanding on my side too. You have to understand what's going on with the way people looking at you. They might assume
you could say that nigga put all his taxes. But they say taxes money with to the kids.
They might assume
he put all the money in the hood.
Watch or record that you balling out of control. And you know that's not the reality of the situation. You got responsibilities. You got priorities. You got bills. You got taxes.
Now this just what the streets talking. But let me give you a little background on Big U.
I wanna know why that fuck they talking about this nigga got pay taxes.
All in 60 crib. Some say he the glue, the paper, the scissors, the whole motherfucking pie when it comes to this crib shit. And others say, if he was out when Death Row was out, it wouldn't be no Death Row.
When Death Row started to build up and Corrupt started?
Not at all.
You were in jail the whole time?
Never happened when I had no Death Row.
But what do you mean?
I love Suge to death, but he definitely wouldn't have been moving around LA like that. Because in LA, at the time, you wasn't seeing blood. You wasn't wearing no red at that time. That wasn't happening. And you definitely weren't moving like that without major situations.
That's how he coming with this. Big U had a strong hold over South Central since the 80s. And it still hold today when you see everybody in the game still respect that nigga. It ain't no disrespecting Big U. There was a point in time when he was managing Nipsey.
True.
The world really got to see a glimpse of Big U and how the 6-0s work. When Nipsey and Big U had a bump in over some quote-unquote music studio equipment, more than likely it was about some tax money for the hood. He scheduled Nipsey for that DP. Supposedly Black Sam intervened and all that, but you know that hood shit go deeper than your family. But it is said, Big U said it himself, he don't really fuck with Black Sam. Black Sam ain't from 6-0. And with that being said, we can see why him and Black Sam don't see eye to eye when it came to Nipsey Hussle.
Well, I ain't no rapper, I'm a scrapper. So, we end up having to come talk about that. Pull up the homies, and Nip admit it's wrong, but still there's some consequences to your wrong. I came to pick him up that morning so he can get his distance. And his brother got nowhere. Talking about my brother not going nowhere. If I was his brother, I'd have did the same thing. Like, you're not going nowhere with these niggas. I would have did the same shit. But I mean, you're not from 60s though. And you're not from the hood, so you can't really speak on hood business. And really, that's really what happened. Me and Nip talked that night. We went and chopped it up, and it was never nothing after that.
After that altercation with Nipsey and Big U, they decided to go their separate ways. But you can't tell me that Nipsey didn't have to kick no money up for Big U and the OGs of the 6-0s. I mean, this nigga got a store on Crenshaw and Slauson, right underneath the Overhills, damn near on Burnhurst. We know the 6-0s. That's in the middle of their hood. That nigga wasn't doing it by himself. And word on the street is, Cowboy ain't doing that shit by himself either. That shit had to be protected. And for protection, you need to pay for it.
And from my understanding, it was Cowboy phone that supposedly called Sam or called the police, one of them. So, I mean, I don't understand. It's hard for me to say that Nip didn't have a relationship with Cowboy when Nip is named after him. Cowboy is, in fact, Big Thundercat. And Nip is Little Thundercat.
Damn.
So I would think that in how our neighborhood works and most neighborhoods in LA work, you're gonna always have a connection with your big homie. You're gonna almost always have a connection with your name, let me say your namesake, because you named after this dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he was right there with him, so.
Which leads us back to that encounter with Eric Holder and Nipsey. Some say Big U sent that, but we'll get back into that. Now, I was fortunate enough to get up with a lot of real 6-0 members, and I know both of Big U's sons. One of his sons, Huey Popcorn, Jabari, he took a different route, so to speak. Not being from 6-0, but he from them Hunnids, the real gutter part. You can see Jabari right here in this video with Bino, Snoopy Harvard. Again, these some real members, real hitters. Tunchi 5, BD. It's a lot of different hoods in the Hunnids. We know it's sets like the Neighborhood 111 Crips, 11 5s, the Blocks, the UGs, the Watergates, Hard Time Hustlers, Raymond Avenues, and a whole lot of other sets in them Hunnids. They all came together under that Rolling Hunnid car. Big U is the face of the old car. From the 30s to the Hunnids, yeah, we all strapped. You know what Chico and them said. Chico from the 9-0s, they also linked in with them Hunnids, going against them Hoovers and them families, as well as a bunch of other hoods surrounding the Hunnids.
If I let this thing rip, it ain't no coming back. These niggas plotting on me need to fall back. From the 30s to the 100s, yeah, we all strapped. And if a nigga want war, nigga, all that.
But if I let this thing rip, ain't no coming back. All these niggas plotting on me need to fall back. From the 30s to the 100s, yeah, we all strapped. And any nigga want war, yeah, all that.
But Huey Popcorn, he's seen to get a lot of recognition and notoriety for who his pops is. When they talk about the 30s, the 40s, I guess the 50s too, 5-5 and them, the 60s, the 9-0s, and the Hunnids, Big U is that glue. You made this shit turn. Back in that gang module, it was so much so, he had to send one of his sons out the hood to go to Santa Monica High. Huey Popcorn wanted to follow in the footsteps and went to Crenshaw. Now we see him doing his thing in these streets. This past year, and maybe in times past, it's been a little internal beef in the Hunnids. With the Blocks and the 111s going at it. Now we seen Big U son hanging with the Hunnids. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully they can set everything straight on that side of town. Now with Big U being from 6-0, he still got influence over the old car. But with all them sets in the Hunnids, I don't know if he can straighten everything out like that. But best believe, they still will fall in line if he call it. So a lot of y'all done seen Big U with the check-in series. He got a whole bunch of niggas coming up on there, but as you can see, niggas coming on there with that respect on you name. Nobody playing with that nigga. He got the OGs on there and some young niggas. I seen Rowdy Rebel on there, Mano, Jim Jones. He's just trying to get his name still in the industry popping, but we know what it really is. Big U need to collect that bag. And as an OG in the streets, some would say that bag been owed to you. With Big U being such a factor in the streets, it's easy to say he not gonna have a lot of haters or a lot of people going against the grain with his program. You see with this new checking in series, it's a lot of niggas that just want to be in his good graces if you ask me. Big U one of them silent killers, you know what I'm saying? Not saying he necessarily getting his hands dirty, but he run this shit. And I think Nipsey paid that price. After Nipsey died, Crips LLC was derived. That was merely the 6-0s transformed into a business fashion to take over all the Nipsey assets, the Marathon, all that store, all that shit. Black Sam had to fight back for it. And of course, there was a settlement outside of court. Tapping into how that shit get down, how them DPs work in that Thunderdome in the 60s. It's been long understood that 6-0 put on ain't nothing to fuck with.
I'm not from rolling 60s no more.
Okay, all right. Come on back over to grandma's porch.
I'm not from rolling 60s no more. I'm not from rolling 60s no more.
Some say them niggas put on anybody. Others say they train they motherfuckers like a pack of wild dogs to just attack. But what can be said, niggas be getting fucked up on that 6-0 put on. I done had homies talking about they motherfucking broke their arms and shit. This motherfucker right here look whooped. It seemed like they don't tolerate no bullshit from their homies. And when it come down to that DP, it really be that. And I think Nipsey may have met that same fate when he went across the big homie, Big U. But clearly, it didn't stop there. When you catch a beating in the paws like that, it's clearly gonna be some animosity for days, months, maybe years to come. And I think that shit all came to a head on Crenshaw and Slauson when Shitty Cuz approached Nipsey at the command of Big U. With all that being said, all this info coming from the streets, it's a lot of shit that's left in the air. We know Big U not to be fucked with, but was he really the one that did that move on Nipsey? Did he really call that shot? Did he really sit back in the office and tell them niggas go? I don't know. The shit seemed plausible, but we can't put that on nobody. Let us know what y'all think about this shit. I know it's a lot. It's a bomb. I told y'all this some dangerous shit now. Don't play with it. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know if y'all think that Eric Holder shit was like an anomaly. Just some regular hood shit. Him crossing paths with Nipsey on his own. Or was he sent off? Now, when you look at this nigga, you check this footage, the nigga look like a send-off man. He look like a deer in the headlights. And remember, somebody at front of that move and got that nigga a lawyer when this shit all hit the fan, and then they backed out.